fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kira's show here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Izuku Midoriya, and well, where he was in the last part. Now, Midoriya, he has finally opened up to his emotions. The way he's been feeling about this brand new world he does find himself stuck in. Him and Jiro having a serious date, and Midoriya ending the night by spending it with Jiro. Now, we actually do have the next morning. Midoriya actually waking up in Jiro's bed, as his arms are wrapped around her, and she's holding on to Midoriya. Now, Midoriya does just think that that was a pretty crazy night, and about how this world does have its perks. Then again, those years. Midoriya just at least looking down at Jiro, saying to her that he's sorry for letting her spend those years alone, and that he would love to apologize if he really could. Now, Jiro herself does actually begin to open her eyes, as she does see Midoriya first thing in the morning, actually smiling and talking about how she's kind of surprised that he's still here. Really? Why? Well, I don't know. I thought she would leave. I can't just leave my girl here alone. Her kind of blushing, saying that, oh, so they're dating again? Yeah, I guess so. Then again, for me, we never stopped. Okay there, Flyboy. Or Spider Boy. You come to me after 4 years of not seeing you, then we'll see. Oh, okay. How about we don't do that again? Her actually cuddling into Midoriya's chest a bit more, talking about how, yeah, actually that would be a bad idea. Now, Jiro's phone then actually does go off with her alarm, as she actually does reach over Midoriya and grab her phone, pressing the snooze button, talking about how she forgot to turn that off. Oh, don't worry about it. But don't you need to get ready for your work? No, not really. Today's my day off. So, did you want to spend the day together again? Actually, I would love to, Jiro, but I need to see what's going on with everything else. Really? You sure? Yeah. Listen, I need to check what's going on with S.H.I.E.L.D. Since I've kind of been ignoring them, especially after my little outburst last month. Oh, okay. Listen, Jiro, S.H.I.E.L.D. has Toga. Okay, I understand. But, well, Midoriya just kissing her, as she does at least feel a bit more surprised by it. Midoriya actually, having Toxin, bond the two mentally for a second. As Midoriya does tell her, through his thoughts, that he will come back. He doesn't plan to leave again. And if he does leave, he'll find a way back to her. That is a promise. However, he does not want to give up on Toga. If they can find a way to take Carnage away from her, then that means that there is a chance to save her soul. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does unbond with her like this, as they both do climb out of bed. Midoriya actually going to leave through Jiro's front door, as Jiro did turn on the news, as Midoriya does hear that they're talking about an incident in Komino. Midoriya walking out the door before he does hear anything else. Jiro actually jumping forwards as he does recognize a few names. Now, we do have Midoriya, who does actually swing over to the shield base. Now, Midoriya would head in. The moment he actually does try to head in, he is immediately stopped by men with weapons, as they do ask Midoriya to not go further beyond this point. Why exactly is that? Well, first off, we do have our agents, and we are not permitting you to see Himiko Toga. Really now? Are you sure about that? Now, Agent Venom would walk up and directly stare at Midoriya, as the guy in the Venom suit does just say that this must be Izuku. Now, Midoriya does just stare at this guy, who does actually have the Agent Venom appearance, talking to Midoriya about how he really did make a disimprovement to dumb Venom. Please. Whenever your symbiote tries to kill your friend, talk to me about that. That is true. But that symbiote you're wearing, what is it? Venom actually popping off of the guy's shoulder, as it does tell Midoriya that it really should not be bonded with Carnage's spawn. The guy looking directly at Midoriya as he does somewhat take on a battle stance, and a shoulder-mounted missile launcher does pop up from his shoulder. Midoriya actually looking at that. Improvements. Listen, my symbiote's name is Toxin, and I'll have you know, it's actually a good guy. I've been bonded with a symbiote for about a month. Heard any incidences within the last month? No, you haven't. Now get out of my way, Venom. You and I both know this symbiote's stronger than you. That's true. Now, the guy does try and talk Midoriya down, until Nick Fury does walk up, seeing the conflict going on between the two people in symbiotes. As he does just look at this new guy, and to that, whoever he is, to simply leave. The mask pulling back to reveal Izuku's face. Nick Fury then saying that, actually, it's him. As he does pull him past Agent Venom. Now, Midoriya and Nick Fury are walking down the hallway, getting into an elevator as they do head down about 10 to 20 floors. Nick Fury informing Midoriya that him being here is actually very good. What do you mean? I was about to send agents to track you down. However, now, you just saved me a whole lot of trouble. Listen, Toga does seem to be quite fragile in her current state, and giving her a familiar face would be good. What do you mean? Listen, since we were able to pull as much of Carnage out of her as possible, it's gonna be some time before it reappears or pops up. Within the meantime, we are using anti-venom suppressant. Anti-venom? Yes. It's a fancy little thing we invented. In fact, it came out of your Venom symbiote. Really? Exactly what does that stuff do? Well, actually, the purpose of it is to disrupt the symbiote in your bloodstream. Basically, you can't form a symbiote around your body. The more of it you have pumped into you, the more it hurts. Think of it like touching battery acid. The symbiote automatic reaction is to jump back inside your body, and it will not form for a few hours. However, we burn through the stuff like clockwork. I see. Interesting. An anti-venom weapon. What exactly is this stuff composed of? Nick Fury is saying that he doesn't know. In fact, he just knows that he ordered someone to invent it. And they did. Now, Bedoya does then step in front of the cell where Toka is. Her actually being in a straitjacket, as she's rocking back and forth, and she's biting away at her lip. A lot. Now, Midoriya does look at Nick Fury. Before he does just walk into the cell. The moment the door does open, Toka does turn and run. Running at the guy in his suit, yelling for her symbiote. Now, Midoriya immediately does bring up his hand and basically catch her as she does, try to run past him. Trying to get out the door, screaming to give Carnage back to her. Give it back, it's not theirs. It's hers. She needs it. She needs it, and it needs her. Now, Midoriya, he does just hold on to Toka, as he's trying his best to keep himself together. As he does just pick her up and tell her to calm down. Now, Midoriya, he does just hold her down for a second, bring his hand up to her face and looking at Nick Fury, who does just look at him through the mirror. Midoriya attempting to show her something. Now, the moment he does try to bond with Toga, he immediately feels what Nick Fury was talking about, as Toxin immediately retracts away around Midoriya's hand, and Midoriya feel a whole big electric shock, basically. Whatever that was, it felt like he was touching acid, and he doesn't want to try doing that again. As Toga does have her own reaction to this. Her actually calming down for a second before she does just have her eyes darting all around the room. And Midoriya does actually allow her to sit back up. However, he does just bring his hands up to her shoulders and keep her on her knees. As Toxin retracts around his face. Now, Toxin does then fully retract around Midoriya's hair. As he does just tell her, hey, Himiko. Her looking around, before her eyes do set on him. Izuku. Her actually lunging forwards and basically trying to hug him. Her trying to break her hands free of the straitjacket. Talking about how she can finally see him. She can finally see him. It's been so long. Hey, Toga. Listen to me. Everything's gonna be okay now. We're gonna get you help. Listen. Do you remember your time with Carnage? Yeah, I do. I know what I did. He told me to do it. I had to, otherwise he'd leave me. He showed me so many things. I just want to go back to my happy place. This isn't it. This isn't my happy place. I'm scared. Now, Midoriya actually does have tears forming his eyes, telling Toga that her happy place wasn't real. Carnage was making her think that way. Carnage was hurting her. Does she know this? Her trying to nod in agreement. However, Midoriya, he does just try and talk Toga down a bit and calm her down. Now, with that, Midoriya, he does actually get her to stay calm as long as possible before he does actually just get up and go to walk out of the room. Toga actually just sitting up against a wall and trying to think. Her thoughts are a little bit more clear. For the first time in about 4 years, or almost 5. Now, as soon as Midoriya did walk out of the room, he does bring his hands up and smash against the wall on the other side of the door. As he does, bust straight through it. Now, Nick Fury does inform Midoriya that that wall cost about this much money to repair. Midoriya just looking over at him, telling him that this isn't the way they should be treating her. Him going off that she's a supervillain, and Midoriya actually grabbing him by his throat before smashing him against the glass, telling him that she's a victim in all this. Now, he does then ask Nick Fury exactly how long do they plan to keep her. Him explaining that they're trying to keep her for as long as possible. However, their anti-venom or their anti-venom serum is going to run out soon. You can't just make more of it? It's not that easy, kid. Making the stuff we have now took us 3 years. And our research? Yeah, that was crazy. I don't understand though. What about the other symbiotes you have? Riot, Agony, the other ones? What about them? Well, that's just the thing. Our science division, they're developing something new and wholly different. In fact, young man, well, they're developing a cure for Toga. A cure. Isn't the anti-venom serum the cure? No. It's more like something to delay the inevitable. Carnage will begin to slowly appear. In fact, we're basically just taking precautions we didn't take last time. What about the symbiotes you have in storage? How do you know about them? Now, Midoriya does explain that he has intel. To which Nick Fury would tell Midoriya that they can't use those symbiotes. Why not? Because, kid, we can't. Now, Nick Fury does actually just look away, as he does just think. Those things have been getting more active already. And it's just going to get worse if things continue the way they are. So, the cure is the best option they do have. Once it's ready, they can forcibly give it to everyone with the symbiotes. And then they can use it to destroy the Grendel. Now, with that being said, Midoriya then actually does ask if Nick Fury has taken his, reasons into consideration about Riot and his siblings. Really, kid? You're gonna talk to me about symbiotes while you wear one? Trust me, Toxin's on my side. Now, Midoriya goes over explaining that his reasonings are sound, are they not? To which Nick Fury does tell him that they already have classified people working on that. So, you have people working on a weapon, a cure. However, they won't make more of that stuff to save her. And you're saying that you're working on destroying the symbiotes. I can tell you how. Cast them into a furnace and hold the door shut. It's a bit dark, don't you think, young man? Please. I've been to darker places. I've seen the worst in people. I've seen the best in them. Midoriya then turning and saying that he's also seen, well, the lowest point in people. Now, Midoriya then does say that he'll be back tomorrow to talk with Toga, and to keep him updated on her condition. Now, we actually do have Midoriya as he is leaving, where Venom is actually standing in front of the elevator. Whenever the elevator does open and Midoriya is trying to walk out, the guy in the Agent Venom suit does actually stop Midoriya, telling him that he wants to talk with him. I have nothing to say to you, and your symbiote. Wow, that's a shock, Izuku. Especially after you spent a decade with Venom. In fact, almost, what, 2? Listen here, you asshat. What do you want? That's simple. I just want to know something. Your symbiote. It does miss you. Man, it does want to bond with you again. But, so, why'd you throw it away? Why'd you discard it? That hurt it, you know. You know why already. Search through my thoughts, my emotions, my memories. You'll find out why. Play them over and over again in your head if you need to. Play back my memories of whenever I was younger. And I'll even tell you what. Him actually bringing his hand up and saying the guy's name. Talking about how he knows he's in that suit. He healed Venom while he was in a coma. In fact, try being out of commission for 4 fucking years. And then come talk to him about why he threw away Venom. In fact, he could have just left Venom in a tube and put him in his pocket. Put him in the shelf all the way in the back of his closet and leave him there for the rest of his life. However, he gave Venom a chance. Keep that in mind. Now, Midoriya does walk away, as he doesn't see the rest of the symbiotic team, as he does wonder about it. As he does leave, there is a particular group of people. 4 people standing around in a circle, as they are all talking. Midoriya noticing a familiar-looking, blonde-haired man, and wondering who that guy is, as he would walk through the door and leave. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does actually just swing back over to Joe's apartment. The moment he actually does, he does inform Jiro that he's on his way back there. Her actually kind of surprised, as Midoriya would get there, crawling through her bedroom window by the fire escape. As he does do that, she does actually just remark as he does come crawling in that he looks like a teenager. Oh, please. If I was a teenager, well, this would be a lot easier. Besides, I'd also have to make sure not to be too loud because of your parents. Oh, please. Besides, they tried putting us in dorms after everything with All Might. Really? I did not know that. Yeah. I stayed in the dorms for about a week before I left. And, well, yeah. You know. But, yeah. There's something going on in Camino. What are you talking about? I don't mean to alarm you, Izuku. But some names popped up in the news. And well, it's kind of concerning. Well, what names do you mean? You're going to open her mouth, as somebody does ring on her doorbell. Now, this is kind of confusing, as Midori would change his clothing, and she would go out to go and answer her door. Now, the moment she actually does, we do actually have her mother and her father, who did come over to visit her. Now, Jiro did not realize that these two were coming over, and they actually do want to talk to her about some things that they have heard at the studio. Asking about how Jiro met a guy, did she not? Hmm? Yeah, well, I re-met him. He's an old friend of mine. Hmm? Really, honestly, Jiro, it's good that you're dating again. But from what we've heard, you've been blowing off your responsibilities. Hmm? What? Who told you this? Well, Robbie. Jesus. Robbie. Listen, Mom, it's nothing like that. Besides, how am I blowing off my responsibilities? Today's my day off. Yeah, but yesterday you went out for lunch and you didn't come back. You had us worried. Yeah, I turned off my phone yesterday because he would not stop texting me. Okay, but still, this guy you're talking to, an old friend of yours, right? Is he another boyfriend you, eh? Now, Midoriya, he is actually peeking in on the conversation. Jiro actually is talking about how you might as well come out if you're going to listen. This actually making Jiro's mother perk up and look towards the bedroom. Her bringing a hand up and telling Jiro that that's quite intriguing, asking if she's already planning to give her a grandchild. Her just looking away from her mother and telling her that it's nothing like that. However, with this guy, things might actually change. Jiro's mother actually almost, well, yeah, having her eyes widen, as she meant that as a joke. However, Jiro sounds a bit more serious. Now, this is when Midoriya does come stepping out, and these two are alarmed by this, as they both come running up to Midoriya and ask him if he's real. You met another boy who looks just like a Zuko? Um, Miss Jiro, I am a Zuko. Hmm? Oh my god! You got. How is that possible? You got a lot taller. Hmm? Oh, yeah. I'm about 6'4" now. Jesus, young man. How is this possible? We thought you were. Yeah, you thought I was dead. Yeah, I know. Listen, it's a bit more complicated than that, but I don't think I can explain it to you. As Jiro's mother does look over at her, asking if this is why she didn't go on any dates. Hmm? Except for the ones you set me up on? Yes. So, oh wait, where have you been these last 4 years? Uh, yeah, that's sort of classified. Oh, okay, I get it. You're an undercover hero. That makes a bit more sense. No, Midoriya does not deny that. However, he doesn't say it's true, just nodding his head in agreement. As Kyoka's mother and her father do both leave the apartment. Kaiko's mom actually dragging her husband out, as he does want to talk to Midoriya a bit more and learn the relationship that they do have. Now, with that being said, Jiro, she does just feel embarrassed. However, at the same time, she does also feel relieved. Oh my god, now they'll stop bugging me about going on dates. Hmm. Yeah, okay, but Jiro, what were you talking about? Hmm? Oh shit. Yeah, about Camino. Now, with that being said, we actually do have the explanation. Where Jiro does tell Midoriya that apparently there was some sort of Yakuza operation there. And pro heroes, they were actually able to take it down. However, something strange was discovered. Midoriya confused. Jiro going on to talk about how a lot of the pros involved in the operation, they lost their quirks. Yeah, it was strange. Apparently the Yakuza, they were gearing up for war. And in the underworld, they've been selling these bullets for an operation. It's weird. What do you mean they're gearing up for war? What pro heroes were involved? Wait, you said people we knew? Yeah, I don't know exactly. But from what I've heard, some of the quirks could return. I don't know. I heard Kirishima, Bakugo, Mina, Tokoyami. Heard them listing off 3 other people, talking about how apparently they were all involved, along with a guy named Lemillion. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.